Last night we had some questions about the Life Back. Y'all heard of the Life Back? It is not something that my company or American Red Cross or American Heart Association, American Heart Association is recommending, but man, I hear good results with it. So I'm not afraid of them. I think they're probably very, very effective. If you pull up a video on them, it's pretty aggressive, but man, I would be so motivated to save my child, and that comes with the choking, which we're fixing to talk about. So let's go back. I'm sorry I got out of my order there, but let's go back to drowning. So we're going to put something between you and the person, and you're going to bring them in. If they come up out of the water, you've either pulled them up or you've swam them over, or somebody's brought them up out of the water. If they're coughing, sputtering, crying, spitting, you're saying inside your head, "Thank you, Lord, I do not have to do CPR today." So that's a responsive person. Now, they're going to be embarrassed. They're going to go, I'm okay. Well, after they kind of settle down, you're going to say, okay, we don't need to call the ambulance, but you do need to go to the doctor. If you've been under the water where you might have inhaled water into your lungs, you need to see a doctor, because there is a condition called dry drowning that can happen 2 to 3 to 4 days later, because what happens is the water that's in your lungs begins to fill those air sacs up, and it's like pneumonia, and you drown from the inside. And so anybody that's had a dangerous water episode, you need to go see a doctor and get that checked out. Now, they come up out of the water and they're not responsive. They've just brought them out. You're going to come and you're going to try that response. No response. Call 911. Are they breathing? No. Get the aid if you got it. Now, here's the only time that the sequence is going to be different is if someone has been in the water and they're unresponsive, we're going to start with breath. We're going to start with breath because their body is starved for air. Okay, you're going to start with that. So it's time. So I'm going to give their 2 breaths, breath, and then I'm going to do my 30 compressions just like I always do. 28, 29, 30. Then I'm going to see if water's bubbling up. I'm going to roll this person over and let the water come out. When the water is coming out there, I'm going to give the 2 breaths and I'm going to go right back to it. You're going to keep doing that, compressions and breathing, but drowning starts with breathing because they need that air. So really, you think, when you saw in the video the barrier, first aid kits, real expensive ones, have barriers in there that you can use. But if you've got a Walmart bag, poke a hole in it, put a little bit right there. There's lots of things you can use for a barrier if you don't have your first aid kit with you, okay? So, see if there's something. The most important thing about drowning is act quickly, get help coming, don't let them go into hypothermia, start with the breathing, and then do compressions just like you normally do. Okay, let's do choking. Choking is preventable. Choking prevention happens by watching. The universal sign for choking is this. Oh, or this. 1 or 2 hands at the neck. So if you are choking, please do this. That will help people know that you're not just having a coughing fit. You're seriously choking. But if they are making noise and they're coughing and they're crying, and you be ready to help them, but don't interfere yet. You just be ready. Now, if it's a baby that's coughing congestion, you be ready. We'll talk about him in a minute. But you're going to wait until they go cough, 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 and then they go. No sound, nothing is happening. That's when the air's completely cut off. They can't do anything. So if that's your clue to come in, you're going to come in. Laura, I need you again. Laura's going to be I'm going to save her life last night. I'm going to save her life today. Let's put this on. This is called a choking vest. It's just for demonstration purposes. But, okay. So, Laura was eating hot dog, eating too fast, and she was talking and laughing like she does, and all of a sudden she's, and I say, oh my, it looks like you're choking, can I help you? She cannot talk, but she can go, and I promise you, if you've got no air coming in, you're gonna give me a nod, I'm saying, okay, I can help you, I know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna get real close to you, are you ready? Okay, I'm gonna reach around her, and I'm gonna make a fist. And I'm going to find her belly button area, under her rib cage, around in her tummy. That's the area I'm looking for. Then I'm going to come around, I'm going to grab this fist right here, and then I'll go. Are you ready? out and make a fist. Now turn the thumb back toward you. Now, okay, we're going to go through our imaginary person, and we're going to kind of find that area. It's right about the belly button. It's not up here in the rib cage, it's right down here in the blood, okay? That's where you're going to look for. Now you're going to bring your other hand right here, and you're going to grab it. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to go in and up, in and up. When you do that, the air comes out. So it is very effective. If you used to know I'm looking at it when I'm supposed to say that anymore. It's exactly the same. So you want to hit this area and hit it. My friend had to do this on her husband. He swallowed a lozenge at an Elvis impersonator concert. He just stood up. He did not know the sign for choking, but she could tell something was wrong. She jumped in behind him and she bam, bam, bam. She did it about 7 times. Flew. I don't know who got that lozenge, but it was out. I'm just telling you that it's very, very, very effective. Now, you think, well, what if their person's big and I can't reach around them? Well, there's a couple of things you can do. You can go up, 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 up to their chest. This is called a chest thrust or a sternum push. And it's up here about where we do CPR. It's not as effective as the abdominal, but this is going to kind of hopefully jar what's in there out. And if a person is obviously pregnant, you know, we can't do abdominal thrust, you can come here, okay? Now, another thing they've just taught us in the last couple of years for a person that's too large to reach around is you can stand them up against a wall, and then you can come up in front of them, get down low, boom, boom, and you're gonna go in and up this way, but you're right in the target area for walking out, but, you know, you're motivated to get it out of there, okay? All right, now, babies, child, child, infant, adult, it's all the same. Abdominal thrust. You're going to keep doing that abdominal thrust. Keep. Hopefully it comes out like Laura's did, pulling hot dogs right out. If it doesn't, and you keep doing it, it won't be long before they just go. They've lost responsiveness. So they're going to go down to the ground, and when that happens, you forget about the choking technique. Then you're right into CPR. You're going to check for response, call 911, see if they're breathing. You're going to start CPR. Okay. So choking is one thing, CPR is another. Okay. Now, can't do the baby because they can't stand up. The way you can think who would do what I'm going to teach you the baby procedure and who would do the child and adult. If a child can stand, you can do abdominal thrust. If they can stand, that's what I would do. Okay. But a baby, 12 months and under, a non-walking infant that is choking, they cannot do this sign. You got to watch for the signs. Babies give you the signs because very quickly, if they're not having a poor oxygen return, their lips begin to turn blue, their nail beds begin to look blue. It just doesn't look right. They're going to give you some clues. And then they may, when they're beginning, their airways beginning to close, they may give you a startled look. And so you're really watching. When you see that, you're going to pick the baby up, and you're going to go at that point, go ahead and call 911. It's time for a baby to go ahead and get 911 coming, even though you haven't done the choking technique first. You're going to bring them up. What I like to do is put them on my arm right here. This hand comes up and grabs their jawline. Okay, so I've got them. But to hold them even closer, I'm going to stick that leg under my arm. I'm going to drop their little head down, and I'm going to do, this is a choking technique for babies, 5 back blows. And it's right here in between the shoulder blades. You're going to do it 5 times hard. Think, surely you wouldn't hit a baby that hard. Surely I would if I thought my baby was about to die. Okay? 5 back blows. I'm going to put my hand on the back of the head. I'm going to push out. I'm going to flip over and tuck in. Now I'm ready with my 2 fingers, and I'm going to find that nipple line right there on that xiphoid process. I'm going to do 5 abdominal chest thrusts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to look in their mouth. If I see something, I'm going in to get it. If I don't see anything, I put my hand right here. I'm flipping over. I'm telling the reason I'm holding this leg so is because the baby's still responsive. They're probably fighting me at this point. So, and I'm doing 5 more. And look, nothing. And I'm going to keep doing that until you will feel the baby that's been fighting you lose body control. At that point, you know choking episode is over. You're going to the ground, or to a table. You can do a baby on a strong table, and you're gonna begin the CPR sequence. You're gonna just keep doing it. People think, well, why would I do compressions and then breaths on someone that's choked? Because they obviously have something here. Well, when you breathe on a person that's choking, you may push it down a little bit so that when you come back to do the compressions, it'll just push it out. Okay, you bring it down so you'll push out better. Or it's just so important to have that breath on the choking and drowning. So you do here, look, don't see it, do 2 breaths, and right back. Okay, so that's the whole choking thing. If there's anything else I haven't. Okay, let's take questions. Anybody have questions? How many have had the full CPR class? Bunches of you, that's good. Because when we do the full class, we talk a whole lot about more first aid. Nancy's number is on there. If you need a class, call her. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you're not doing the breaths on regular CPR, do you just keep doing compressions?
No, you do 30 compressions and you wait about 10 seconds for the body to see if it's responding. So it would be important not to just keep doing 2 minutes of compressions, but 30. See if you've done something. You give that 5 to 10 seconds for breath, and then right back to it. Yes, ma'am.
But you said that if they're responding, you have to keep doing CPR?
No, once they begin responding,
I thought
you
you said
stop.
you had to keep going.
No, I'm sorry. I may have misspoken, but that's not what I meant. Yeah, you're going to keep going until they become responsive, or someone that has more training comes on the thing. Okay, good question. Clarification. Yes.
With the baby, is it right that you have to do it on a hard surface, so not like
Yes.
on a couch?
You can't do it on a couch or a baby bed that has a mattress that's going to go up and down. It's got to be a hard surface. Now, they can be on a counter, a changing table that's hard, or there's always the floor. People always say, well, I don't want to stand up and do that back blows. Everybody that I've talked to that's ever had to do back blows on a child has just gotten up. And it's just like your energy comes and you can hold them. 30-pound child out here on one arm. But I don't know, it's just that mama comes. Yes, ma'am.
That's just something I've been certified for like 15 years, but we always say make sure you're counting out loud. So if someone comes up to help you,
Right.
they know where you're at in your compressions and know what cycle you're on. So when you are switching, they know where you're at. Or if you're on the phone with EMS.
I encourage you to count 1 to 30, 2 to 30, 3 to 30, 4 to 30, 5 to 30, and then you'll know you've done 2 minutes. It's 5 cycles.
Mm-hmm.
And that people always want to just count inside. Count out loud. That is kind of stress release for you as you're doing it. You're just counting, you're doing, and when you think about it, you think this, but it's not. Your arms are not ever bent. Your arms are going to be straight. You're using your back. It's your back that is the most powerful part of us. So that's what we're going to do. Yes, ma'am, Tracy.
What if you're choking and alone?
What if they're what?
Choking and alone?
Choking. Oh, I should go over that. Okay, I forgot that one. If you're choking alone, do your own abdominal thrust. That's very, very effective. Or you can find the back of a chair and you can do your own abdominal thrust on the back of the chair, and that can help push air up to pop that out. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Well, let's end our time today with prayer that we never have to use these skills that we just learned.